Hello everyone, welcome to the Captain's videoweblog. We are Saturday, November the 5th, 2016. Remember, November the 5th, the conspiracy of the powers, guy folks, V for Vendetta, the movie and the comic. The comic, very good. Movie, pretty good. I mean, it just kind of sucks that it's in the guy folks max. But it was a pretty fucking good movie in its own right. I mean, the comics is far superior. Let's not get into that. Very slow day. I thought that I'm waiting for a third item to come from abroad. This one is from Poland. I left Poland the same day as the one I received on Thursday. It arrived the same day in Paris as the one who was delivered on Thursday, and I'm still fucking waiting for it, despite the fact that it's one t-shirt and the other thing was one t-shirt and one sweater. What the fuck kind of logic is that? So yeah, I spent the most of the night watching NHK, NHK World News from Japan. So yeah, it's an English language channel with NHK programming. They had a little thing about Kuala Lumpur with that so Japanese aesthetic to present things with the gradient and the faded white contour, just so Japanese. Besides that, it was really nothing. I kind of even forgot about being November the 5th and all that. So yeah, speaking of things that I had forgotten, I had completely forgotten that Brooklyn Nine-Nine had the season 4 had started, and it's so dumb, but it's so funny. I love it really. Oh god, I remembered the end of season 3, with Holt and Peralta being undercover in Florida. Well, I didn't expect them to change that much in the amount of time they stayed there. But yeah, it's a good thing that the humor stayed the same. It's good to have staples in life, things you can hold on to. So yeah, dumb humor, but it's the kind of humor you would expect. There was Yorma. Yeah, Yorma was a guest star, and I was like, fucking Yorma. I mean, I don't remember Akiva being appearing in one of the earlier seasons. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway. One last thing to put out of the way before I get into the stuff that pisses me off, because boy am I pissed off. There was this whole thing about TNA. Billy Corgan had become president of TNA in August, and now it's been bought by Anthem Sports, which is the parent company of the Fight Network, which is, Anthem Sports is famously known for being the downfall of a media empire, by the father of the founder of Anthem Sports. That company is still around because the dude inherited a fuckload of money. Apparently this money didn't serve to pay Billy Corgan, as he's apparently still owed $2.7 million by TNA and now by Anthem, who, they said, yeah, you shouldn't talk about that on a public forum. And then they said, yeah, but we will we will have a payment plan. It's a, I wonder how the fuck TNA is still around, because it seems that this company cannot make an ounce of money, and yet they still find people to keep it afloat. Maybe it's maybe the same kind of logic as Ted Turner buying NWA, and turning it into WCW. Then again, Ted Turner, he had the passion of the wrestling, so it's not really the same. But still, it's just kind of, I just don't understand how the whole things happen. Um, it's just a mystery. But yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that TNA had sworn in front of a judge that they would pay Billy Corgan by November the 1st, just so that they could avoid, they couldn't put into motion a payment plan, except that's exactly what they are doing now. And yeah, I mean, obviously we don't know the whole truth. When we ever know it, I'm not even fucking sure of that. But one day we might know it. And between that and between now and then, TNA might not even be around anymore. So yeah, it would be sad though, because WWE doesn't allow the same kind of creative liberty, the same kind of creative control to their wrestlers, and um, the kind of hands-free approach to creative that TNA kind of has about their characters is the thing that made such a great storyline as such a great gimmick as Brother Nero and Brock and Matt Hardy be able to exist. So yeah, it would be good for a company like that to still be around in some way, even if it's not, if it's no longer TNA. It's kind of baffling actually, because it looked like Billy Corgan had had most of the locker room on his side, and now he's out. Or if he doesn't get the money, he wants to have 36% of TNA. You're a sly one. Anyway, so today I thought that it was a right idea to watch Marseille, the reserve team, play against Toulon in the amateur championship, which is only amateur by the name, because they are actually semi-pros. It's not before you reach the regional championships that you actually find amateurs, and even then there's still installations, there's still facilities in the higher tiers of regional football that make them kind of look like semi-pros, not really amateurs. But yeah, and again, they have a job besides that, as the TV stations always like to remind us whenever there's a team from the amateur championship or the second division of the amateur championship that reaches the stage of the French Cup. Wow, when Covey reached the finals, it was some fucking thing. The amateur team in the Europa League, boy howdy, that would have been possible at one point, because they changed the rules so that it wouldn't be the finalist, the runner-up of the cup, who would go to the European Cup, but one club in the first division. We know all your fucking doings, Federation. You ain't fooling anyone. So yeah, Marseille lost. Liga Iseka was fucking transparent, really shackled by the defense, who did their job, really. So yeah, 2-1. Oh boy. And the most frustrating thing, so last week I talked about being still able to qualify if they won, and it was an out won against JP, but then again, out played first and they drew against JP. So it was a race to not finish last of the group, so we needed to beat out by Po by 3 goals. We beat them by 1, but it was still the best fucking performance of the whole thing, which is kind of baffling, because it was a tournament with the best the best formation being the one used in the cup, and you shouldn't tweak it because it would be a watered down version of the formation. Am I right? JP fucking figured it out. No leaks actually, and that's how they won. And then the match against Out was supposed to be glass cannons, so many goals on both sides. It ended up being a 3-1. What a fucking joke that match was. But Second goal was, oh, so awful. Accelerator, what are you doing? Don't save the ball, leave it go. I don't care, it's a corner kick. It's just RNG in PES 16. So yeah, I cannot say a lot about game against Pro. It was best performance hands down. So yeah, and because of that, we might actually not be in the qualifiers in spring because of all the fucking dead teams. You know, maybe one or two will find someone to coach them, to manage them. But A is apparently one of the best teams in the whole thing, of the worst. So yeah, we should still edge it out. Then again, I don't know why I would be so concerned about that, because we're still not as bad as Co. You know, Co, they finished second of the 2015 Spring Baby Cup, and then, you know, they fucking fizzled out. You know, 27th out of 32 in the general rankings of the Summer Cup, wooden spoon of the Autumn Baby Cup, and then failed to advance twice in the qualifiers, including these autumn qualifiers when they had such teams as Po, G, Y, you know, spooky teams. Oh boy, the scarecrows of the babies. So yeah, fuck Co really. And Paul, despite the fact that, you know, they actually qualified fair and square for the Summer Cup, they got destroyed by ADV, who qualified, you know, by Riggy Diggy. It was, I think, 8-0 or 9-0. Oh, it was awful, awful, awful. So ADV are still one of the elite teams, like are going to be C and H and W. H, who beat the shit out of Paul 5-0. I guess Trump ain't winning on Tuesday, huh? Because he kept shooting wide left. That was funny. But still, you know, Paul actually are in a very tough situation if they find themselves in the qualifiers, because they are, you know, they are doing actually even worse than Co. Co didn't get blown the fuck out like that. So that's kind of bad for Paul. But still, you know, the council from A was one of the worst things. It can work like M, fucking M. But this time it didn't work, because apparently there were too many egos, like the fucking road teams for the Survivor Series. At least, you know, Together Forever is dead. No more banter from SP. Unless they fail to qualify for spring and they advance and we don't, you know, it's kind of those things. I don't know, the nightmare is over. That's pretty much the whole thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Oh, also Young got favored by the referee against Bastia. 2 red cards, one penalty kick, one own goal. Jesus Christ, the Black Mastercard must have, you know, fucking heated tonight. Bye.